Hi from Bangkok. A short video about race relations here. I've been here 12 years in Thailand. We had a very close relationship with people, very harmonious and warm. Linguistically, I've been doing that for 12 years and reading and writing the vernacular. I thought I would stay in my local area for the rest of my life, where I felt very comfortable communicating in the vernacular with everybody. Not everyone can be your friend, but you can have a harmonious and generally friendly situation here. To clarify, Corona-19 crisis, we're claiming far less Corona victims than we usually have each year. This year, we're claiming just over 50 deaths from Corona. We had no lockdown here in the sense that we did in the West. However, here we had a very tough economic lockdown. Expats and locals have been suffering from poverty now due to the economic lockdown. Many people got no salary for 5 months. That includes expats too in many cases, but locals don't know about that. Local and expat suicides and alcoholism, poverty are absolutely raging. People here believe expats have been receiving salaries from governments and so on. Some people have, but some people have here locally among an indigenous, so-called indigenous population too. Now, if you are a white here, due to hard anti-Western propaganda coming out over media here every day, and hard anti-white propaganda coming out, number one, you are a freeloader who has come here with plenty of money to infect everybody with COVID-19, because you are, according to the Ministry here of Health announcements and according to media every day, as a white you are dirty, you do not wash, and you have carrying many diseases, as has been proved by Western media hysterical coverage of COVID-19. So now every day the best you could hope for with maybe 70% of people is that if you come anywhere within their ambit, they may step back. And usually non-mask wearing locals do this. They may hold their nose and cough loudly. If you come, you can actually have hysterics if you would be in the same bus as somebody, and they might start making out they can't breathe and so on. In conversations with people here now, with people who may be still your friends, although it may be difficult to maintain local friends, as it may be very hard for them to talk to you. In conversations you get people breaking in the whole time, telling their compatriot that they shouldn't be talking to you and making racial comments about your dirtiness and your wealth. Also then I've had people I don't know coughing in my coffee, coughing in my face, unmasked, telling me they're giving me my disease back, throwing feces, bird shit at me, because of the expression, of course, falang kinok, which is the bird shit white person, often used to refer to backpackers, but now that's you, if you're white here. And incitement to violence in buses, that I've loved taking buses for 12 years now as public transportation, but now I'm too scared to do it because I need to keep the stress from the incitement to violence behavior inside. Otherwise, in a kangaroo court world, where as an alien I have no rights here, it will be my fault. So many comments along those lines, and many dirty actions which are provocative against you. And you can see which kids have been indoctrinated by their parents against you, and if you're in educational capacity, and which kids have not been indoctrinated by their parents against you. So that may be a tough thing to deal with if you haven't had a salary for about half a year. Homelessness, alcoholism, substance abuse, big in expats and very big in locals here. We've got people lying around here in the streets, in tourist areas with alcohol psychosis and so on, that don't have much clothing and so forth. And also we have expats, maybe 600,000, who are illegal now, who got locked in here and became illegal against their own will. Obviously we know that's a risk for expats often in the world. So that's the current situation. Interestingly, some people resist this here and they don't believe in it, but I would, and then they may be very friendly with you. It's a very small minority, and your friend set may have changed completely now here, both among locals and expats, because of changing circumstances and extreme behaviors that we see, not only in the US, but coming along nicely here too. Of course, now we hope for improvements in things, but of course we've got hardcore anti-Western propaganda on the TV every day here, just like we've got hardcore anti-Chinese propaganda on the Western TV. It may not take a racial form in the West, but it certainly does here. If you want to show people doing all-night parties in the West and so on, that they do show that here. Of course, I can film that here, and I can show it. Well, it won't get aired in Western TV, but I could film that here, and I could film the irresponsibility, lack of social distancing, lack of hand washing, all-night partying, and all of the other issues here that are contrary to the myth here that we didn't have coronaviruses here because we have hand washing and mask wearing. It's an enormous myth. Of course, we had hand washing and mask wearing and social distancing in central areas, well-to-do areas, and expat areas, but in normal life, it's just an absurd myth. We also had a huge corona deal here. We had corona hugely here this year, with people coming in and out of China to here very freely early in the year in the corona season. So remains to be seen whether corona-19 now will be worse than 18 or not, which was the worst bout of corona since 1969. But meantime, it would be better to stop listening to hysterical media here and in the Western world and try to live together peacefully as we were doing before, without the rule of extreme establishment divisive media and their hysteria. Thank you.